Hey everyone, it's Anne. I wanted to record a kind of an introductory video about the Signs of Kindness project. Just a place to start to understand what this is, why this is, and how you can participate if you are inclined to do so, and I hope you will be. So what it is, Signs of Kindness right now consists of 5 messages that I am printing on yard signs, think like political yard sign, but not political, and selling it to people in places across the country to get these messages out into the public, into the public mind, let's say. So the messages are right now: you are loved, you are needed, you are worthy, you belong, and you deserve happiness. And so that's the what. The why is words matter. I think the words that we surround ourselves with matter, and we see this in a lot of the negative words that we hear in the media, in public conversation, on social media, even on yard signs sometimes, on bumper stickers, how they sink in. And when we are swimming in messages of self-righteousness and sort of us versus them and right versus wrong, and there's enemies we have to resist and things that must happen, it's not that those energies are bad, but there is a sense in which they're very disconnecting, and they can create fear, and they can create mistrust, and they can create judgments that really get in the way of actually accomplishing what it is that collectively we want to do with and for each other, which is, I believe, to create healthy, happy communities, to create a thriving society, to create a healthy, happy, thriving planet, or certainly to support the thriving of all of those things. And so the words matter. And so what I see is kind of a lack of public statements of kindness and love and welcome and encouragement that these messages represent. And I think they matter, even just in the short time relatively that I've been planting these signs and sort of helping other people plant these signs. The feedback has been amazing, and it comes in the form of, that made me feel so good. It gave me hope. It encouraged me in my day. It made me feel better about the world or about my neighbors or these things. And it seems in some way so small. And yet that sense of, do we feel safe and good or do we feel fearful and threatened, that dictates oftentimes how we are and what we actually do and what we actually say in our lives. So I think the words matter, and putting them out, even just for me, putting them on my yard, say, makes me more conscious of how my words and my actions and my thoughts are living up or not living up to the messages that I claim to be important to me. So it's making a difference, not just in the fact that there are words there, but like what else is happening because of those words. And I feel very strongly that what I've been doing in front of my house and around my town and in these little pockets where these signs have been so far is something that is very, very replicable. It's something that could be very easily spread and is being spread all across the country, at a time and in many places where it matters how we are thinking about each other and treating each other. And I believe there's a lot of, there are just so many levels at which this can serve us, both individually for our own sense of meaning and purpose and agency, and also for what we are doing with each other. So there's a little bit of the why. The how you can get involved this is really kind of fun. So the easiest thing is, if you have $20, go to the website signsofkindness.org and order one, and you can have it shipped to you, which you can put in front of your house if you have a good space for it, or if that feels awkward to you, or you live at the end of a dead end or something where you don't think it would have the biggest bang for the buck. Like, scope out your neighborhood, scope out where this sign might belong, and maybe it's an intersection that a lot of people pass, or maybe it's, a neighbor's yard and they live next to a school where a lot of kids go by it, or some kind of social service agency. Could they use it? Like, think about who you would like to be reminded that they are loved and they are needed and they are worthy and they belong and they deserve happiness. Of course, that includes you. But when you share that message with others, it just is so much broader and more expansive. So step one is think about where you think these messages would be valuable. And then from there, figure out a way to get messages there. So again, that can be purchasing them yourself and either buying them and giving them or having them shipped directly to somebody. Or you can, if you don't have a space but you like the idea of participating, you can even go on the website and order a pay it forward sign, where basically you just say, look, I don't know where this belongs, but I'd like to contribute. I'd like to buy a sign or a set of signs for somebody, and I'll help match that. And especially I've got this goal to get these signs in all 50 states by the end of 2019. So I've got 13 states so far in the middle of October. But if you'd like to adopt a state, it's so much fun to reach out and say, hey, to a particular, like a nonprofit or something, or an individual that I know in a particular state, say, hey, I've got fundings, you know a good place for the sign, and I can make that match for you. And maybe yours will be the first sign in Hawaii, or maybe yours will be the first sign in, I don't know, Alabama, or wherever. We can make that happen. And then, of course, the other thing you can do is just spread the word. Think about who else you know who captures this kind of energy, likes to live in this place of connection and possibility and joy and love, and just let them know, see what ideas they have. Maybe there's somebody you know who's got a TV show or a podcast or a radio program or something, and maybe they would like to interview me or share with their audience about this project. So it's anything, how do we get these messages spread far and wide, as quickly as possible is my goal, because really, why not? This is a really good starting point, I think, for some really important conversations, and a demonstration that there's a lot more possible in how we relate to each other than perhaps we have been led to believe or have kind of been resigned to. So there's your introduction to my project. Please get in touch if you have questions or ideas or feedback or anything. In addition to the signs and literally these messages, my bigger goal here, honestly, is to start conversations. And a conversation can start anywhere. So reach out to me, reach out to your friends, and let's see what we can do with this. Thanks.